What's going on, guys? Back with yet another Halloween script that never got made. This time, it's a Halloween sequel that was supposed to follow Halloween 6. In a previous Forgotten Scripts video, I talked about a version of Halloween H2O written by Robert Zappia that almost got made. This one involved a death row inmate who helps to catch Michael. Well, guess what? This is that story. So, after part 6, the Weinsteins brought in writer Robert Zappia to write the next sequel in the Halloween franchise, which was set to have a straight-to-video release. This means that it was not going to be in theaters at all, and that's already a bad sign. But anyway, this one had a lot of elements of Halloween Ends in it, like there being a copycat killer. So that tells me maybe they borrowed some ideas from this script when they made Halloween Ends. In this one, Dr. Loomis has been missing ever since the events at Smith's Grove in Halloween 6. Michael's been locked up in a maximum security prison after being captured by a SWAT team. Meanwhile, back in town, a girl's babysitting some kids when someone walks into the room with their point of view and kills the girl Michael style. But they don't show who it is. Then, these two detectives show up on scene to investigate. One of them, Kincaid, says that the kills look like Michael's work. But Michael's locked up, so how can that be? Kincaid goes to the prison to be sure. At the prison, Kincaid walks down a hall to Michael's cell and finds him just sitting there, wearing a straitjacket. Also, he has on a Hannibal-style mask because previously he bit someone's fingers off when they were trying to feed him. As the cops are investigating the house the babysitter got murdered in, a weird magician named Kane starts creeping around, looking very suspicious. Feeding into that, the cops check out his house, which has photos and newspaper clippings of Michael everywhere. Well, someone's a fan. They find Kane at a children's hospital where he does magic for charity work, or something like that, and they basically arrest him. But he quickly makes bail. Back at the prison, Kincaid is talking with the warden about a copycat killer right next to Michael's cell, and Michael overhears. After that, Michael just suddenly dies, out of nowhere. Or at least, he's playing dead. So they open the cell to check on him. Yeah, because that's a great idea. Well, nothing happens, and they take his body down to the morgue. Down there are these two morgue workers that are creeped out by him being there. Well, yeah, I would be too. All of a sudden, Michael sits up, and one of them panics. The other one just dismisses it as rigor mortis. Really? So Michael gets up and kills the one guy by draining all of his blood using some kind of tool. He kills the other guy, and then he escapes. We then go to Hillcrest Academy. But in this script, it's an all-girls school. Some of the students meet at a corner store where they're about to hook up. But Michael appears and kills them. He takes a white Shatner mask off a display in the store, which is pretty much a display made to look like him. Then, one of the kids he drags out to the woods. This whole time, Michael's had an ankle bracelet on that's pretty much used to track him. But when the detectives finally find the bracelet, it's around the kid's neck that he killed in the middle of the woods. Following that, the detectives seek the help of Kane, due to his knowledge of Michael, and he agrees to help them. As they're driving around town looking for Michael, they talk about Laurie Strode and even mention Jamie Lloyd and her son Stephen, which makes the Cult of Thorn trilogy canon. They all pretty much suspect that Stephen, who's now a grown-up, is the one that Michael's after, and they go to find him. But here's where shit gets pretty weird. Kane thinks that Michael is sexually attracted to his victims, and gets off on killing them. Well, you did just say his next target is Stephen, and if we're going off the Halloween 6 storyline, Stephen is Michael's grandnephew/son. So, yeah, I'll let that sink in for a second. After that, Michael heads to Hillcrest where he kills some of the students. The floor of the gym slides open to reveal a pool underneath. So Michael kills a girl and throws her body in the pool as the floor closes over top of it. Later on, there's a freshman dance going on in the gym, and as a prank, the floor gets opened up, revealing the girl's body. Then, there's a girl that Michael's been stalking around campus named Joanne. She's on her bed in her dorm petting her dog, but then her dog walks into the room. And yes, I know, this is very similar to the other script, but they always take elements of each one and kind of, move it around, so, yeah. So she's petting the dog on her bed, only to find out that it's Michael laying halfway under her bed with his head sticking out. So she's been petting the hair of his mask. Then, Joanne gets chased by Michael. Along the way, Michael bumps into a guy outside who doesn't believe it's actually him, and Michael suffocates him. So yeah, it's the real deal. It all leads to the top of a bell tower. Kincaid and Kane show up at Hillcrest with a bunch of other cops. Michael follows Joanne to the top of the tower and almost kills her, but Kincaid makes his way up there and shoots Michael multiple times, causing him to fall off. The scene plays out pretty much like the end of the original movie, with Michael just laying in the grass below. But after that, Michael is gone. He apparently got up and walked away. Then, Michael goes walking towards some cop cars, and the cops unload on him firing squad style, taking him down. Kincaid runs over and rips the mask off of him, only to find out that it's actually Kane. As he's laying there dying, Kane looks up at Kincaid and asks if he's impressed now, because he made Michael disappear. The end. So, there it is, Halloween 7, the one we almost got. It was pretty wild, the crazy magician Kane helping to track Michael down, only to help him escape in the end. And Kincaid, the detective hellbent on finding Michael. As good as it sounds, once the studio found out that Jamie Lee Curtis was willing to come back, they scrapped this idea entirely. I mean, there are some good elements, and some that even made it into Halloween H2O, so that's a good thing, I guess. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you later.